Okay, we're now studying Unit 2, Lesson 4, How do farming and industry affect Earth systems? Now, I've just taken the ISN book that you used to have, and instead of you having to do it in the ISN book, which actually is kind of difficult for me to check, to be honest with you, and difficult for many students. Last time, many students didn't hand in anything. But this thing here, everybody can type in here. Everybody has their own copy. I've already sent it through Google Classroom. Let me know if you don't get it. Anyway, let's look at it. How do farming and industry affect Earth systems? Number one, humans use fossil fuels every day. That's you. Most of you are human. I know there's 3 robots, but anyway, every day for many different purposes. List 2 different ways you use fossil fuels. Well, you robots, you probably also use fossil fuels because you need the energy from some way. You might be nuclear powered, I don't know, solar powered, who knows? I don't know your power system. Anyway, here it goes. We do have a textbook, and number 1 will match your science textbook. When it's online, we call it a textbook. Here it is. Those people who have trouble navigating it, we look here, and they give you an introduction like this. They show you a few pictures. And then when you're done that, you just go to the next section. And then it says humans affect Earth systems, which corresponds with the first part right here. Humans affect Earth systems. Now, if you don't know how you're using fossil fuels, if you read this, you'll probably realize that all of you are using fossil fuels. Okay, so I can go back and try to answer this question here. How do I use fossil fuels? You'll be able to type right into this document. Well,
I use water, and water has to be pumped to my taps, and those pumps use energy. And that energy in Japan comes from nuclear power. Now, I also could go into that one. I could say, yeah, I drive
a car. And I drive a car, and instead of making you watch me type that, I drive a car. The car uses gas. Gas is a fossil fuel. Those people who don't know what a fossil fuel is, you might go back and look at your vocabulary. Fossil fuel actually comes from...
Because they're fossils, they must come from something that was alive and then died, and then they became fossils, and somehow it becomes fuel after that. I don't know how.
That's right, Jenny. It comes from fossils. Once living things, they die, they go into the earth, they get scrunched up, and it takes a long time, but then they produce coal and oil and gas and things like that. Probably the only fossil fuel that's not really a fossil is uranium. Uranium is not really a fossil. It's just something on the periodic table that's very unstable, that has a lot of energy. It actually didn't come from a living thing, but it's still called a fossil fuel. And one of the reasons they still call it a fossil fuel is because uranium, as powerful as it is and as much energy it produces, it will run out. After you use uranium to produce energy, it's pretty much done. And then you can't use it again except to make atomic bombs, but that's another long story. History and farming effects. Now this is a research project. You're going to actually have to go and look at some of the effects farming has, and then you're going to research an answer. You're going to write the answer right into here. There's enough space, and as you type, you have to use atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and geosphere in your answer. It will push this down. You do have to include your sources. Now, you don't need to put your sources at the bottom. You can put your sources right in here. So look something up about how farming affects the Earth's systems, whether they plow land or whatever, and you're going to record and link the sources in there. Then the next one, industry affects that one. In this one, you get to choose one, research one of these topics: nuclear power, coal power, a toy factory, electronics factory. Then using the student text and your research, answer the questions in well-written paragraph. How does industry affect Earth systems? Again, you have to use atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and geosphere in your answer. Probably not all of those, but you'll probably use at least 2 of them, okay? All right, well, good luck to you. Again, after you're finished, I'll be able to see all your work in Google Classroom. Questions, you can email me or you can call me on Google Hangout.